In July of 2013, we were again invited to Thailand to partner with Myanmar Christian Fellowship, or MCA as it is known. MCA is a church made up primarily of Burmese migrant workers who have left their homeland due to the civil unrest within their own borders. They partner with many Burmese churches around Thailand as well as in Myanmar. The pastors from these churches send many of their upcoming leaders every year to Bangkok, where MCA hosts an intense discipleship and leadership school. The graduates of the school are then sent back to their home churches to aid the pastor, or they are sent to plant new churches themselves. A number of years ago, we began to work with MCA, running the School of Christ as the last training their students receive before being sent out into the ministry. MCA says that we provide the best training, and the most change they see in their students takes place during the School of Christ lessons. This year, we had 40 students with an average age of 30 years old. The students this year were very serious about the Lord and cried out to God with their whole hearts during the prayer time. Even from the first few days of the school, the majority of the students stated that the only thing they wanted to do with their lives was to live completely dedicated to the Lord. One student's brother passed away the second week of our training. The brother was only 25 years old. The student was absent one day to grieve with the family, and when he returned, he was a changed man. He said that he had realized that life is only worth living for the kingdom of God, and that Hudson Taylor had it right when he had left everything of this world behind to follow Christ. This young man has dedicated his life to the work of the gospel with this simple statement: I have laid down my dreams and my goals, and now I say with Paul, this one thing I do. Throughout our time there, we had classes from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. weekly, an hour of prayer in the morning and in the evening, with breaks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Saturday was a half day, and the students were finished at noon. They were then sent out into the community to preach the gospel and use what they had learned during the week. The first Saturday, we had 3 people come to Christ, and they were baptized the very next day after the Sunday service. The following week was very encouraging for the students, as they rejoiced together over the 3 souls who had received Christ over the weekend, and as they now no longer struggled to pray for 2 hours a day. The following weekend, the students were sent out again to minister to whomever the Lord opened up the door for them to share Christ with. What a joy it was Sunday morning when we heard the report that 20 men and women had prayed to receive Christ and were all attending the Sunday service that morning. Never had the students seen such a harvest in such a short period of time. They were greatly encouraged as well as challenged. Here they saw the truth of John 3:30 and John 12:32. And not just seeing it in a lesson, but seeing the reality of it right before their eyes. What a blessing it was to be with these men and women of God, and to have the privilege of teaching them in the ways of Christ as they begin to prepare for the next leg of their journey with the Lord. This was a great school, and we look forward to hearing the reports of what God does with such men and women who have left all behind to follow Christ.